My critical analysis project focused on John Dewey. John Dewey lived during a time of the Great Depression and two world wars. Our country was in need of reform, so John Dewey focused on reforming education. He wanted to move away from teacher-centered, curriculum-based instruction into child-centered, engaging learning activities to enhance student learning. Now, our country was in a time where people were moving from the east to the west. And this was the forefront of experimentalism and individualism because basically people were just doing their own thing. Now, the middle class students were at an advantage because they were able to stay in school. However, our lower income students were not able to stay in school because they were forced to go to work to help support their families. So students made socially responsible decisions that fit best for themselves and their families during this time. Dewey's philosophy of education encompassed several different points. First, he talked about democratic education, where students use their social experiences to become responsible citizens. And then he talked about how students use their personal experiences to gain a foundation for questioning and thinking skills to become better learners. He also tagged pragmatism, where students use their natural world for experiences to become better learners, which led into constructivism because the students were constructing their own learning based on their experiences. Now, Dewey's main point for his philosophy of education was that all learning activities needed to be enjoyable and of interest to the students. The activities also needed to be engaging and student-centered. The teacher was only supposed to act as a facilitator of the learning. The teacher was there for assistance only. Now, Dewey put his theory into practice when he established the University of Chicago Laboratory School. This is the school that he created to test his theory. Basically, the students in this school, he wanted them to learn based on things that they were interested in. He wanted them to learn through activities that were engaging. He wanted them to self-direct and self-reflect on their learning to become better learners and better problem solvers through real-world experiences. Dewey also pointed out that there were some diverse needs of students that needed to be accommodated. Environmental factors, social issues, including gender, and economical challenges. Dewey's belief in his theory was that if students were provided the experiences at school, such as field trips, trips to the museum or the zoo, that the students would all have equal opportunity to learn based on their experiences, and therefore these diverse needs would be met. Now, for my critical analysis, I looked at a supporter of John Dewey's theories and someone who contradicted John Dewey's theories. So let's look at who contradicted his theories first, which was William Bagley. William Bagley was a staunch supporter of the normal schools. In the normal school, teachers were trained, and they were trained on exactly what to do, how to do it, when to do it, and what everything should look like. So there was no room for experimentalization, for student discovery of learning. Basically, the teachers walked into the classroom and knew exactly what to do, when to do it, how to do it, and what the outcome should be. Now, Maria Montessori, she built on Dewey's theory. She started her Montessori school where students in her school were allowed to work within their environment. They were given experiences of things that they were interested in, and they were able to come up with ways to solve problems on their own or with the help of communication with other students and teachers. You know, the teacher was there again as a facilitator.